All right, so the quick Google Classroom on what to do with what. So here's the classes I've set up already, but I'll start a new class. So I'm going to create a class, and I just want to call this Demo Class 2016, creating, and there it is. I can change the theme around and pick a different swatch to put up at the front. I'll do just jelly beans. And it changes all the colors, just so you can differentiate if you got a bunch of different classes. Next, I'll add a student, and I'm going to invite, I just created a guy named Demo Student. Oh. At .org. No, it's fine. I'm inviting him anyway. Oh, I can't. Shoot. All right. Anyway, what I'll have to do is give him that number. I just copied that. And I'll go to another side where you can see the student end of this as well. So if I would like to, you can take the tour. I'm not going to take the tour. Stop. So if there's 3 different basics you can do. So I can create an announcement. There's a quiz on Tuesday. And what I can do then is put a link to if there's some sort of quiz materials I've got. So if it's on Quizlet.com, I can add the link. Or if I've got a review sheet, I can add a link to the review sheet. What have I got here? I got a map up here. A map of the Middle East. Or if I've got a YouTube video that I want to use for review, and I'm just going to pick some random Middle East video. And I can search it from here. If I use Crash Course or something like that, I can type Crash Course, World History, whatever. In 53 minutes, this is a full documentary about everything about the Middle East. That sounds iffy and impossible, but I'll hit add. So you can add all kinds of things to this. If you have some document on your computer, you can add that. And what I do is I hit post, and it shows up in the stream here.
Can you time these now? We were talking about being able to schedule announcements.
Oh, so the announcement, so if I go to edit, I don't know if I can schedule an announcement, but I can definitely schedule an assignment.
Okay.
But I'll do that when I'll get to that one.
So when you do an announcement like that, every kid can access that video separately?
Every kid sees it individually, separately on their own screen.
Okay.
So that shows up for...
I did see when you pushed post, there was a drop-down arrow on the post button. So that's what I was wondering if that was your options. For
I think it's save it as a draft.
Oh, okay.
It was the other option.
Oh, so then you could do that, but then
You'd have to
Yeah.
post it yourself. Okay.
So the next one, and this is the next sort of simple bit to this, is you can add a question, and the question is, what do you think? I can't spell. I'm reading off of there about the Middle East. And I can put instructions, refer to this video or whatever. So yeah, the drop down saves as a draft. It's my other option. And because this is a question, I'm asking them to do something. They're going to respond, and they have to respond by a certain date. So I'll hit ask on that. And I've got a couple options here. The students can see and reply to each other's answers, which is kind of handy sometimes. They can have a little discussion going on. Unless you're Colby from Colville, who replies to everyone's discussion.
Yes. Yeah, we mentioned that. He's in the same class I've been using, and they were like, yeah, he got shut off.
Yeah, there's a way to mute the students.
Yeah.
Colby's the only student I've muted. He's good. And then what I do most of the time is creating an assignment. So if I did like book notes, the Middle East. So this creates an actual bit of work they need to turn in. And in Google Docs, so that was the Google Docs, Google Drive button right there. I can see all the things I have in Google Drive. And some of them I have starred just to stand out. So here is Cornell notes. So what I can do then is I can make it so they can just view the file, and I haven't quite seen the value in that unless it's just like a picture or something and I just want them to look at it, or a document I just want them to look at. I can have it so they can edit the file, and that means they all edit the same file, which is a giant mess unless you have some sort of plan. Like if I did yeah.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want them to do that normally, but what I normally would do is make a copy for each student. And again, I can change the due date on this. I can attach another thing onto here where, maybe it's the section or the reading I want them to do to take notes on, or a video I want them to take notes on. So if I add like crash course, I don't know, I'm just going to type in random crash course, a brief history of the universe, astronomy, whatever. And I can say, watch this video and take notes. And I can assign that. And that's what I wound up seeing on my end of this. So those are the three basics you can do. So now what I'll do is let's get some work in here. So let's look at it from the student side. If I go to Firefox, I'm signed in as demo.student. And I go to classroom.google.com. It's not me, I need a different guy. Demo student. Come on. And I am a student. And I want to join a class. So I copied that code earlier. And again, you can just write that up on the board and they'll all get it. Hit join. And it'll take me to the list of all the classes I'm enrolled in, which is just this one. I think I'll skip this.
And then if they're joined into more than one class, it'll have them.
They would
show
have
them
the tiles
separate.
too, I would
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, it looks like this.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if they just went to classroom.google.com, they'll get to here. I know, I got it.
So far, I've only used it for language arts, but I'm just starting to use it for other things.
Yeah.
So now I have separate classes.
And this is kind of handy because it is important to see, what do the kids see on their end? So on their end, they are seeing sort of a mirror of what you see, but I see, oh, this is due tomorrow, and it's not done yet. So that's kind of important. Also, as you go, it'll say that you're late if it's not done by tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So here's all the documents that I can get to. Can I see this document? Oh, and I didn't share that document. That's a problem. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so.
What about the Cornell notes now? Could they just double click on that and no, this is not the same.
So here, let me go to the question. So I can type in, it's all good. Not good. A little messy. All right, so I'll submit that. And
you do have to be careful because once they submit an assignment, they can't get back to that assignment unless you return it back to them.
Yeah.
oh, and actually there are takebacks now. You can unsubmit.
Can you?
Yeah, I think that's a newer thing.
On the question, he had the choice to let them view each other's and make comment. And then the other thing was to allow them to edit their response after they'd submitted. So
Yeah.
you could have clicked to allow for that.
But
On
I
the questions.
okay.
So the assignment's different.
So I'm kind of curious. So when I do the C classmate answers, the whole list of everybody's will be right here. And you can reply and go, hey, that's a good idea. Or why do you think that? Or again, hopefully something constructive. And then finally for the book notes, this is kind of spiffy. So to get to this, and this is where they get a little stuck on the assignments, is you got to actually click on the assignment or hit the little open button that was there. I can watch the Crash Course Astronomy video. And what it's doing right here is generating, yes, I know.
The copy of that.
Yeah, so it's generating my copy of that document. So if you're, Stephen Childs, it'll say Stephen Childs. Why didn't that? Oh, it's going to make me sign out of stuff. I want to remove you and you. Done. Go there. I just created a password. What are the odds that I actually remember it? No, I don't want to add a recovery phone. It's just a demo. Continue. And again, that's because I'm signed into 4 different people at once. All right, so this is your standard Google Docs thingamajig here.
And it has already changed the title to the student's name.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I got a student name. So this is geography. And here's my notes, stuff about things. I do a little reflection. This was fun. All things that would earn a student a 0 in my class. And when you're done, you hit turn in, and voila, you're done. So it'll ask, are you sure you want to turn it in? You can also turn in other bits. So I'm turning this in right now.
So now, on an assignment like that, once they turn it in, they can't get back to it. Is that
So here's the thing. So they added this button here. So, I forgot about that. I can't do.
did that like just happen? Like,
Yeah.
I think in the last month.
Yeah.
I think it was right before finals. I noticed it for the first time. So I'm unsubmitting that. Whew, you know what? I forgot to add something. But
One of the other options they had on there was add a class comment or add a private comment. So the class comment, I get, everybody in the class can see that.
so the private comment is just between the teacher and the student.
yeah, and I do that like when I send it, when I grade work. So like, I'll show you, like I can do this. Yeah, I can do this. And I can send all this, like, once I read this kid's work here,
Mhm.
I put comments in there.
So yeah, so if I
I can
scroll down
comment
here, I
here.
can add a comment to
And
me. I hope
I
you
can
like
click on
this.
that and send it and return it back to her. And when I hit return, it asks me, do I want to send a private comment to that student? And I can just,
And I can post
on
that
top of the
comment.
notes that I already-
Right,
So I just send a little message to the teacher, and I get these every once in a while.
A lot of
Get
things.
this as
Please
a
read.
video.
And then what does the teacher side show once they turn that?
Here, so I'll get to that in a second. So the other
In your document for-
other ways to add things, so I can add another document I've already got on Google Drive, or if I did it in Pages, or if I did it on a piece of paper and I took a picture of it, I can link it or file or add a file onto here and send it in that way. I can also, if I didn't have the Cornell notes, I can just do create a document and start from scratch that way.
Mhm.
So I'm going to turn this in. Turn in. And if I go back to my student screen, I got that's done. Got all the freshmen and sophomores. So it's very satisfying to see that little green check mark there. And I'm all done. Otherwise, this is red late next to it. So very obvious if things are in. They all get bent out of shape if I put something off a day and all of their work is late. Why does it say I'm late? So anyway, back to the teacher end of things. So now I see that I've got one student in my class and they are done. They got their work done. So hold on, let's go down to the question first. So what do you think about the Middle East? I can look and go, Demo student said, it's all good. Interesting, this is worth 100 points. I'll make it worth 5. So I'll update the score here. So this is back on the teacher side. So this is a little 5-point assignment. And I'll go, you know what, that's kind of weak. That's 1. Thank you for playing. And what I can do then is, once I've got a couple of them done, and it's pretty easy to go through a list of students and get them all in there, I hit return, and needs a little more thought. Return it. Should have said a lot more. And I'm done. So I've got a grade here. I've returned it. I've made a private comment back to my demo student. Let's go and look at the assignment. And click on it. I see that demo student is done. There'll also be a list of students who are not done underneath here. And this is pretty handy for first thing in the morning where, hey, Ian, Ethan, don't have it yet. Riley, let's go. So then I can go to, I got a little thumbnail here. And there are a couple assignments I give where I can just look at the thumbnail and go, okay, they did it. All right, that's good. 10 out of 10. Like if you wrote anything, it's kind of hard to get it wrong. So here's their demo assignment, and this is where you can use your Google Notes powers and go, highlight that guy. No, come on. Oops, that's not what I want. Make a comment. A lot more. So I can go and make whatever comments I want on there and they'll see them. So I close that out, go back to here, and this is out of 100. So this year getting a 10. And that saves it. It returns it. And I'm not going to bother with the private comment that time. I just hit return. And you can return a giant stack of them. Like you can go through all your students and return them all en masse. You don't have to.
check boxes.
Yeah, you don't have to do it one at a time. And
It depends if you want to give a private comment. And it's
Yeah.
different comments each student.
oh yeah, and the student remember made a comment to me. I hope you like this. Didn't really.
Not so much.
And post that. All right, so I'm done on my end.
Yeah, and I can look right now. I can look at the work my students are supposed to do today.
And then back on the student end, I go, oh, this is returned to me. Great.
Yeah.
What did Mr. Godoy say? Returned. And, all right, so does it show their grade? That's what I'm looking for.
Up to the
Oh,
top.
up top.
Keeps
Yeah,
going
it
up.
does.
There.
Oh, there.
Yeah, out of 100.
Oh, and in big giant numbers, yes. Okay. And I got a comment on here. I can see that. You can resubmit if you allow them to do that. Like, I want to go again.
Mhm.
And then same thing on the, what do you think about the Middle East? I 1 out of 5. So you can see it does not show up. All right, so that's the basics, right? Just about anything. And what I found I do more often than anything else now is I create sort of the basic template for the assignment in Google Drive, even if it's just a page that has a title on it, and then it makes it easier to share with them as we go. And the creating an assignment takes 30 seconds. It's pretty easy. And then you just jump to Classroom and hit go, and it's out there into the world. And again, it's this easy way to stay organized.
Now, can you do like a quiz or a test over this? Have you tried that?
So I can link to, so when I do that, so for example, let me go to here. No, I don't link it that way. I do something else when I do quizzes and tests because I use a different browser. I use something called Safe Exam Browser.
That was my question, is obviously that this is ripe for cheating if you just say, here's the file, take the test.
Yeah.
So.
Or I mean, if I were to do something through here, it would be more like write an essay where you got to do the writing.
Yeah, this is cheating.
But so here's Safe Exam Browser. I wonder if Safe Exam Browser will turn this off. How safe is this? Because before finals, I was looking for ways to hack it, and I couldn't get through to it.
Huh.
So let's see. Yep. So students could broadcast their test to someone else. Nope, it's not going to show it to you. All right. Yay, Safe Exam Browser.
See it on your screen?
Yeah, it didn't show it to you guys.
So it knows you've got another display for it.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right. You'll have to gather around later on those. So
I
quit.
don't know if I'm ready for Safe Exam Browser, but I just wanted to know.
Yeah, that one I just give them a Google form and they fill out the form and they can't go anywhere else. They can't go to Wikipedia or
That's great.
back to their notes, and there it is. They hit submit and I got it.
Mm-hmm.
So anywho, that's the quick version. Stop recording now.
Mhm.